convinced me to watch the Last Jedi, the Rise of Skywalker,
the newest one.
the newest one.
Mm-hmm.
Like he told me from the jump it was bad, but he said I need someone to share my pain.
Yeah. I've talked to him a couple of times too, and he's like, "Man, it is really bad,
dude." The opening crawl, it's like they were trying to retcon the Last Jedi in 3 paragraphs.
I don't know what any of that means, so...
Last
Retcon?
Jedi was
I know I've never seen...
a Star Wars.
Well, I mean,
maybe have
that's
seen
you could probably
20
watch
minutes.
Rise of Skywalker and still understand what's going on-ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because they just completely were like, nah, we're basing this on the movie Abrams would have made had he made the second one.
Oh, okay.
But it was...
Those are the only 2 that I haven't watched a ton of times. Like I loved Rogue One, but the last 2 are like, ugh.
Yeah, Rogue One was really good. I liked Rogue One a lot. I haven't seen the Solo movie, and I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker yet.
I have heard Solo's not bad.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like they're the ones that aren't in
the main
line.
Mm-hmm.
They give more freedom to, and they're better because they're not trying to shoehorn all this fucking fan service in there to sell tickets.
Well, they're not sticking to
God,
a story from 40 years ago.
Yeah. And I think that's why people were so receptive to The Mandalorian, too, because it was a fresh take on an old property where it's like, hey, the reins are off. Like, we can do whatever the fuck we want with this universe.
There's so much,
you
I watched
lore in
one
Star
episode
Wars.
of that. I watched the first episode. It was okay.
I've
I
heard
didn't know what
it's
the fuck was going on.
yeah,
but,
I've heard it's great, but I'm a fucking pleb that doesn't have Disney Plus, so
Wow.
I mean, all you gotta do is
Good
ask,
job.
bro. I can get you the account. I got Disney Plus on deck.
Shit, I've been asking Jake for his HBO account for fucking years so I can
I don't
finish
have it
Game of
anymore.
Thrones. Not
That
yet.
shit's
Now it's gone.
expensive as fuck.
No shit.
HBO Max about to drop though.
So the opening crawl basically retcons the second movie in the new trilogy.
Mm-hmm. What was that, 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even care about spoilers because fuck this movie.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Watching this movie, I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Like they're not chasing anything really. Like there's no reason for them to. I didn't understand why they were going to look for the Sith in the first place. Outside of she had this book and they're like, oh well, we got to find Palpatine because we found out that this was happening. Oh wait, there was a spy. That's right.
Mm.
And somehow Kylo Ren didn't know he was a spy, even though he can read minds or some shit.
It was bad, but I think I liked it better than the previous one, Last Jedi. But they were both.
That was the one
worst
where
ones.
Leia just magically survived space, right?
Yeah, I think that was the first one. What? No, that might have been the Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Where the destroyer blows up and she
That was the second
forces
one.
herself
Mhm.
back into it. Yeah.
Because like an hour and a half in space doing nothing. It's like the opposite of speed in space. Like we can't go any faster than this, otherwise we'll use all our fuel. We can't go to light speed because they'll catch us. It's like boring.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. But
Hey, at least it wasn't all about fucking diplomacy or whatever the prequel trilogies were.
and I liked those better. Like it was more.
Really?
There was more of a focused story. Like you knew Anakin was going to become Darth Vader,
Mm-hmm.
but the journey was more or less fun to watch, interesting to watch. I guess I should say. Compared to the Rise of Skywalker, yes, because the big reveal is that Rey's a Palpatine.
She's a Palpatine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I thought I had kept hearing that she was a Skywalker. So
Well, at the end of the movie, she's like, "Oh, I'm a Skywalker," because she sees Luke and Leia in their ethereal form or whatever.
Mhm.
But like in the not even the middle of the movie, I don't think. Fucking Chewie's on this transport carrier because he got caught, and Rey and Kylo are sitting there. Kylo's trying to force push it away. She's trying to pull it back, and lightning shoots from her fingertips. The whole time, I was like, I mean, yeah, kind of. Like you had Palpatine revealed in like the first 30 minutes.
yeah.
Like that's not how you do that. Like that should have been like the last thing. be like, oh shit,
Yeah.
it was Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of watching the whole movie and go, oh, she's a Palpatine, obviously.
Yeah.
It was,
So it was
revealed
lazy
very
writing.
early.
Yeah. Like you have Kylo finding Palpatine alive. Palpatine talking about the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't know who she really is. Obviously, she's going to be your fucking daughter. Or your granddaughter, or what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say, like, hearing that, it sounds like it wasn't executed well, but I like
not
that.
even a little
I
bit.
like that better than her being a Skywalker. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
that part
Like,
is
it's a better
interesting.
premise. Yeah.
But had they had the Palpatine reveal in the third act,
Instead of right away.
it would have had more impact that, holy shit, she's a Palpatine.
And the realization was there, like, oh shit, that's awesome. But it wasn't like, holy fuck.
Right.
It wasn't a big.
It wasn't like, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
It wasn't
fucking,
like that.
Like Captain America picking up Thor's hammer and Avengers.
Right.
You know, where it's just like, it's
Yeah, hey, I
eventually
get that.
coming.
Yeah.
But
But it's just they did it so fucking wrong.
yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer. It's just because I'm it's a weird line. I didn't mind Rise or the second
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. I didn't mind Last Jedi. I didn't mind the first one. I haven't seen this one, The Rise of Skywalker, obviously, and this trilogy has been real divisive amongst fans. But it feels like it's just Disney going like, all right, we got to shit out these, and then we can expand the universe, you know. And if the Mandalorian and Rogue One are gonna be what comes out of it, and I hear that the animated show, the Clone Wars, was really good too.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So if that's what if we just had to slog through this to see this expansion of the universe and how good it can get, fuck it. Let's fucking knock those three out, finish that storyline off, and move on.
It's like you got to give these younger, newer writers something. Like give them the shit. They're fucking hungry. They want to prove themselves.
Yeah.
But like my biggest eye roll moment in that fucking movie was they go down this like quicksand pit into like a underground tunnel system, and there's a snake or the serpent like being that's all defensive, coiled up, trying to attack him and shit. Turns out it got hurt in a fight or some shit, and Rey walks up, heals it. I'm like, I mean, that's kind of cool. Later on, her and Kylo fight. She stabs Kylo in the abdomen, and I'm sitting there. You better fucking not.
Yeah.
You better fucking not.
I
She
think I
heals
rolled
him.
my eyes there too.
Dude, I'm like, Jesus Christ, you ham-fisted motherfuckers. Could you be any more fucking obvious with your foreshadowing?
Yeah.
Like, oh, she healed him. He was the bad guy. The snake was the bad guy, and they helped. He just went away.
Get it?
Like, oh,
You get
foreshadowing.
But you got to
Fuck
remember,
outta
like,
here.
kids can't see shit like that we can too at the same time.
Like, who's making this for kids?
They're
These are for
probably
the
making-
fucking Star Wars nerds that are still virgins.
I think they're trying to get the kids on board too, though, like for the future.
Yeah.
Like, so
You got to hook in the kids to keep it going another
But
40 fucking
the
years.
last movie in the trilogy?
yeah, it's gonna keep fucking going, man.
Like,
They're never gonna stop.
I was...
Disney's like a crackhead, just putting shit on the corner.
Like, that's fine. Don't stop, but make it worth watching.
Well, and I like I
still
said,
enjoyed them.
Yeah.
It's just like them being Star Wars. We can be nitpicky. We
Mhm.
definitely can, and people are.
Like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
so much lore to choose from. You don't have to fucking...
True.
but I feel like they almost felt compelled to finish out the Skywalker saga. Like it started from that and it spawned everything else. Let's finish this up. Let's wrap it up with a neat little bow, and then we can move on to the other shit.
But, like, it didn't even... Like, all the Skywalkers are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Kylo dies.
Yeah, that's why it's wrapped up. It's done. You don't got to worry about Luke and Leia and fucking any of that anymore. You move
Like-
on. You don't even got to worry about Han Solo anymore because that motherfucker died in the first movie.
Like, I'm going on a fucking tangent here, but the very last scene where Rey buries the lightsabers of Luke and Leia. Who knew Leia had a fucking lightsaber?
Well,
Who knew she trained with Luke?
yeah. See, the thing that
Where the fuck
annoys
did
me.
that come from?
The thing that the thing that annoys me is they were trying to be accessible to new fans, but they included so much shit from like the outside source material, like the comics and the books, and like the reason that pissed you off so much about Leia in the movie forcing herself back into
No,
the
I've
ship.
known. I've heard she's a badass. But
Yeah.
there was no other proof of that.
But that's what I'm saying. There's none of that in the movies. That's all apparently from like the comics.
Like canon type shit.
Yeah, it's all canon in the comics. If you fucking go through all the other forms of media,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
yeah, exactly. There's already fucking 9 of these movies plus all the side shit. You want me to read some fucking comic books now too to catch up with
You
everything?
got the Clone Wars
Jesus
saga,
Christ.
or the series, the Rebel saga,
like
series.
flashbacks, motherfucker. Do
all
you
of it.
use them?
Yeah,
Comics, like
all
crazy.
of it. And that was the one thing that I feel like they really tried to shoehorn that all in, and it's like, dude, just stick with the movie canon. I get that there's a lot more of it out there. I understand you trying to make it all make sense, but like you said with the Leia thing, it's like that came so far out of nowhere. Like for somebody who's only watched the movies, it's like I get why it happened because of the comics, but at the same time, it's like, why the fuck? Like 90% of these people aren't gonna know that she has force powers.
No.
Like obviously she's sensitive to it. There were hints at that in the original trilogy.
Yeah, like when she goes, "Oh, Luke's over there," or whatever. Like I get that.
Yeah.
but that's a
pretty
that's a
big
fucking far
jump.
cry from
Yeah.
surviving, from doing that to sucking surviving space.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Okay, so the last scene, Rey's burying the thing, sees Luke and Leia. She pulls out a lightsaber, turns it on, and it's fucking yellow. Why the fuck was that not part of the last battle with fucking Palpatine? Why would you not have him, like, throw those away and all of a sudden, like, she has this... I don't even know where the fuck she got it from. Like, there's nothing showing where she got the fucking lightsaber from.
That's it's like fucking Mace Windu's purple lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine, but, like, she didn't stop anywhere to get this lightsaber. Like, there was nowhere between the time she fucking kissed her, who she might have thought was her brother, to her being on Tatooine bearing the lightsabers. There was nothing that told me that she got this lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it would have been better to be like she's in this fucking Palpatine's using his fucking lightning fingers, and she's got his lightsaber like stopping him. It would have been more powerful if she would have responded to him, because he says, "Oh, I am all the Sith," blah blah blah. It would have been more powerful if she said, "I am all the Jedi," and she used the Force, and this yellow lightsaber comes out and just goes boom, and she fucking starts pushing him back. To me, that's more impactful. Like, that's a personal. That's like a reveal you would not have expected.
Yeah.
But instead, she's using both the lightsabers because 2 lightsabers can push back lightning fingers.
That's how it works.
Lightning fingers.
That's how it works.
Like, I'm not a Star Wars stan.
I really liked though the like immersiveness of when they got to that planet and how like dark it looked and felt.
Dude,
that was pretty epic.
The fucking set designs for this trilogy has been amazing.
No complaints there.
The planet that with like the white topsoil
Dude.
when they're going over it and it turns red. I fucking love that.
Might have been the best scene in Star Wars history.
That shit was fucking beautiful.
Yes.
Like that whole scene on that planet was so
the
fucking
fucking
good.
jets coming down with the red sand flying up. It was perfect.
fucking
dude.
gorgeous. And technology obviously has aided that a lot, but that was probably my favorite thing of the two of this trilogy that I've seen.
Visuals.
How fucking beautiful it is,
Yeah.
man. Like they did a fan-fucking-tastic job with it. Even in the first one of this trilogy where they go to that like casino planet or whatever, like that whole scene
Yes.
and set of scenes is just visually stunning. Like I appreciate that they put in that much effort into it, but it almost felt like it was more about the look than the lore. You know what I mean?
True.
Because there was a lot of shit in there that was just kind of like, even as somebody I'd consider myself like 85% of a typical quote unquote Star Wars fan. Like,
So you watched the movies.
I'm not a huge stan, but I like it. I've always enjoyed the original trilogy.
Same.
The prequels are kind of I still haven't finished the third movie in the prequels either, just because the fucking Jar Jar Binks. Fucking Jar Jar Binks. But
He should die.
yeah, so it's I don't know. I have mixed emotions about this one. You know, like to me it's a good send-off point. Like I said, it's them wrapping up that story so they can expand it and do their own thing with it. And I can understand that and I get it, but at the same time, it still feels like they half-assed it, and just rushed it out.
Absolutely did. Like I don't.
But
They give us 2 years between the movies. I think they're a million times better.
they can't all be good though.
I don't-
Either.
That's true.
You don't even need
Look
that
at the
because I don't.
prequels.
Because JJ
Yeah.
JJ wasn't on the second movie,
Yeah.
so he had.
Was it the first
plenty
guy
of
that
time.
did the second movie?
No, JJ did the first and the third.
First and the third?
I mean, the first one wasn't bad. Like I liked it.
liked the first
I liked the
one.
first one.
Yeah.
But then it just like went buku crazy.
Mhm.
Like I don't have.
I get why
My-
people didn't like the second one.
Right.
I totally understand why people didn't like the second one. I personally enjoyed it, but like I said, I'm not a stan.
Well,
over
that and I
shit,
didn't know if they killed
you
the
know?
wrong parent.
Did they though?
I'm gonna be
Harrison
like
Ford's
Blake
still
when
alive.
you guys go to the Last Dance
Harrison
conversation.
Ford's still alive?
You're like, I haven't seen it.
Carrie Fisher's dead.
Oh, you mean real life killed the wrong parent?
So I mean, in the movie, if they would have killed Leia, it would have made more sense now because Carrie Fisher's dead. But
That's just disrespectful. It's disrespectful. What if
Welcome-
Space Jam 2 kills off Kobe Bryant? How would you feel?
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
You think that'd turn it to a PG to an R real fast?
Yeah, a hard R. Like watching that whole third act, my brain was fucking working overtime. Like they were doing like a lot of parallels between movies in the series.
Yeah.
Like outside of the callbacks within the movie were too many
Mm-hmm.
and too soon. And it's just fucking annoys me. Like, yeah, we remember you said that. Ha ha ha, it's funny. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
It's not needed. Like that shit's not needed. It's not funny.
It's
If-
forced. You can feel it's forced.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If it's in the same movie, it's fucking forced as shit. If
Yeah.
it was from like 3 movies ago, like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's not really a callback if we just heard you say it. It's not like a fucking
True.
podcast, you know?
Yeah.
But like my idea for that last scene was like, you know how in Empire Strikes Back where Palpatine has Luke in there with him watching the fucking fight?
Mm.
Like when they opened up that big ass fucking hole in the ceiling there,
Mhm.
and that fucking space battle was going on, like having Rey there, like egging her on to try to fucking kill him. To me, while she's watching her friends fucking die, like that's powerful to me.
Mhm.
It's like, oh man, she's like really struggling. Like she wants to be on the light side of the force, but like her friends are there dying and she's getting so pissed off and it's just fucking rage inducing.
Mhm.
But like that's just not the theme of the movie. Like the theme of the movie, there's no consequences for actions.
Yeah.
Like she thinks Chewie's died. Oh, he's not dead. Fucking C-3PO.
Oh, he's not dead.
C-3PO gets his memory wiped. Up, it's back. It's like, why is these are not choices that have any weight at all.
Yeah.
I don't care about them now. You just nullified any feeling of
And literally, like a minute later, it's not like they keep you wondering.
dude. It's so fucking bad.
Yeah,
Like-
that's lazy as shit.
Like, I know I've only written like 2 books. I'm not the greatest writer, obviously, but that is garbage.
Yeah, that's
100%
lazy.
garbage.
That's lazy as fuck.
Like, come on, man. It's a fucking 2-hour movie. You can't do that shit. Like, you have time, and the fucking pacing. That was the first. Well, this is turning into like a
Star Wars podcast.
Star Wars, man.
Yeah.
like that was the first thing I texted Paul. Like the pacing's like out of control.
Mhm.
Like the first 15 minutes, like Kylo does this, he does this, he does this. Fucking Finn does this, he does this, he does this. Ray does this, he does this, he does this, and then it slows down for a little bit. Then they do this, then it slows down. It's like pick a fucking pace.
Yeah.
Like it was co-written, so it makes me wonder if he wrote these fast scenes, he wrote these mid scenes.
It was tagged in and out. It's like, hey, bro, I got to take a nap.
Yeah.
Your turn. He
Like,
just reads the last sentence. He's like, all right, I'm going to go from here.
it's just
Frustrating. But yeah, I honestly feel like it almost feels like that was like a prerequisite for Disney acquiring LucasArts as they had to finish out the Skywalker Saga. Because even the first one, which I enjoyed, it's basically A New Hope. It's basically the first fucking movie. You know,
That's the dumb ass idea of like going, we're going to make 3 more instead of just going, let's make a movie and run with whatever like possibility instead of constraining yourself to a time limit.
Yeah.
Going, let's squeeze a bunch of shit in that time.
we have to get 3 movies out in the next 3 years.
But
You know,
even
like,
if you
that just doesn't work.
even if you wanted to mirror the first 3 trilogies, you could have done it. Like you could have done it and it would have felt fresh.
Yeah. There are ways that you could have basically rehashed the exact same plot points from those
Like
first
nobody
3
got their
movies.
hand cut off.
Yeah. That would have been a lot cooler.
What the fuck's up with that?
Fuck it. Cut off C3PO's hands. I don't
He
give a
lost his
shit.
memory and then got it back. It's fine. No, that
A
was
minute
fucking
later.
Oh, my hand's back. It's not even like mechanical like Luke's.
Yeah.
It's I hate like I hate watching movies like that in franchises that I love because it's
I wish I would have watched it so it was more fresh on the mind. Like you're reminding me of a lot of things.
that pissed you off
Yeah.
or that irritated you. I guess I should
or
say.
just like bad spots.
But
I wish I had some good spots to counter.
Like, I don't-
because I'm like, God damn it, quit this in Star Wars.
like the scene where it's in the 3rd act. You know how Kylo and Rey had this like fucking mental connection where they could
Like talk.
see each other
Yeah.
but not see where they're at.
Yeah.
that was pretty
Like,
dope.
Yeah, they kind of hinted at, hey, they do have a fight scene in the 2nd act, I think, 1st or 2nd act, where Kylo's in like this bazaar type place, this shop area, and she's in his quarters. They're having this fight. Rey's saber cuts through like a bag of apples, and it drops in front of her.
Yeah.
So it's like they're combining these planes that they're on.
I do remember. I was like, "Fuck!" That he's gonna hand over the saber.
Yeah, and I
It
knew it was
so
coming,
obvious.
but it was still kind of cool.
Yeah.
It
Like
was,
just
but I was like,
seeing
"Here we
seeing
go."
Kylo surrounded by these fucking 6 Sith Lords, and just Rey reaching behind her back and just coming back with her hand out.
Yeah.
Fucking Kylo coming out with his fucking saber. It was kind of badass. Like I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty badass.
But also very obvious too.
Yeah, I mean that was it, to me like that instance. The badassness outweighs how obvious it was. And like you could see the parallels with them. Like Kylo is fighting his past. He's got the Jedi lightsaber, fighting a bunch of Sith Lords. She's fighting her grandpa, I guess.
Heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the symbolism there, and the whole time Kylo was in the middle of those 6 dudes. I was like, if they don't fucking fight with a lightsaber, this is a wasted fucking scene. That's my only thought. Like, you guys have wasted so many fucking scenes. If you waste this one, fuck you. I mean, it could have been cooler. Like the fight could have been better choreographed or longer, but
Yeah, that's another thing with like any Star Wars movie too is the fights are so short.
and I get it's not about the fights entirely, but
No, but
Did you see Yoda flipping around like a bitch in that prequel?
no, absolutely. But that was too short. Like that could have been on. Could have been going on a little bit.
For me, it was perfect amount because it was CGI as shit, but it's also Yoda kicking ass. So
Yeah.
I'll
Honestly,
let that one slide.
the most disappointing fight scene in all the trilogies, or in all the whole saga, is when Anakin is dual wielding lightsabers against Dooku.
I don't remember that fight scene.
It's in the second one. They're on the like in this like gladiator arena, and Dooku's there.
Oh, is that when
Fucking
they're all
Anakin gets the
fucking
double?
chained to the poles?
Yeah,
and
and,
fucking
like,
monsters.
And fucking Padme does like this force flip up somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe she had force powers too. I don't know.
It's the Force semen from when they had sex.
Yeah, but I think that was before,
It was probably after. Who knows?
or maybe he just like telepathically used the force to put semen in her. I don't know.
do you think the Mandalorian would be as good without the child?
I haven't watched The
I
Mandalorian,
haven't watched it.
Oh, okay.
but the memes are funny.
Yeah.
I've heard it was.
You think so?
I mean, everybody I've talked to has said it was great, regardless. I mean,
Yeah.
so I can't imagine it would be worse. But the child is. I mean, he's like a fucking Furby at this point. Like
Yep.
he's pop cultural phenomenon.
Yep.
People that don't even give a shit about Star Wars love the child.
No baby
So-
Yoda.
It brings more people in. It's like a marketing ploy almost, and it works with the story too.
When does the Mandalorian take place in the? It's during the Clone Wars, right?
I I don't even know. Like I'm shitty with stories and remembering. And
Yeah.
Chronological.
Well, because I saw some shit
Yeah.
after the Clone Wars series wrapped up. They're bringing several of the characters into season 2 of The Mandalorian.
I looked at the timeline.
I think it was
of when
like-
it fit, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it said in the show that Yoda was like 100 years old in the show.
Yeah.
No, so that actually is Yoda.
Well, they call him the child. He's technically the child. Everybody calls him Baby Yoda because he's obviously fucking
Yeah.
Baby Yoda.
He's a Yoda or
Yeah.
whatever a Yoda is,
Yoda
whatever
is,
race
yeah.
it is.
But so I honestly don't know if it's Yoda, any of that shit. But from what I understand, it takes place during the Clone Wars, which is between the prequels and the original trilogy, as far as I understand.
Then it can't be Yoda.
From the graphic, it looks like between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens.
Yeah, then that's not Yoda.
Oh, so that's the original trilogy and the new trilogy.
Yeah.
So it's between those two.
So unless Yoda like dies and is like reborn as he's like a phoenix.
No, man, he knocked somebody up. That's why he went into exile.
So when does
That's
Yoda
another thing.
come
Who
in?
the fuck did Palpatine fuck? When did he have a kid? And why was he not a Sith? These are questions I need to know.
We need the Palpatine sex scene.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I want full penetration, lightning fingers and all.
Like the mom had to be a Sith too. Like, could you imagine the foreplay? Like, you just lightning fingers or titties?
Yeah, that's kinky. I'd watch that video. Give me 10 days in quarantine and I'll jack off to
Like,
it too.
was this backstory in a porn and we just didn't watch it, or what?
It's lemon stealing horse.
But like, fucking seriously, who knew Palpatine had a fucking kid?
Yeah,
Dude was like 70 in fucking
the prequels.
yeah.
Yeah,
Out of the new movies, though, like my favorite part of any of them probably is the end of Rogue One. How it ties into New Hope.
that was
haven't watched
fucking
those yet.
baller. Rogue One was really good.
Is it Forrest
was
Whitaker in that?
that? Is he? in that one?
Yeah, he's
yeah.
fucking
Some
Can't
kind
find
of
the name.
general, some shit.
Because Rogue
General
One kind
Sal.
of ties into Rogue One kind of ties into the Star Wars game.
Star Wars game.
Yeah, the new one that Respawn did.
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, because
didn't know that.
he's in that.
The
Forrest Whitaker's in-
Sal Guerrero or some shit.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I mean, the main character from Fallen Order is a survivor of Order 66. So
And dude, I would love to see a series about the Jedi that have survived.
and how they
Order
have to
66.
go into hiding and
Yeah,
and fucking,
like to me,
yeah.
that's interesting. Like I've always
Which
been,
I wouldn't be surprised if they do, or they incorporate
or
it
a
into
game.
something
Just
they
give
already
me a
have.
game. Like let me be one of those Jedi. Like
Mhm.
I've always been drawn to the Jedi because of their code, and I've always liked the Sith because I don't disagree with what they're doing, like their
should've-
motives.
You should have played the Old Republic. It was an MMO.
I did.
You did?
Or no, Knights of the Old Republic, the second one.
Okay.
I played that
KOTOR?
one. Yeah. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, the whole Star Wars canon itself is fucking interesting. It's really interesting. And
Light versus
that's-
dark.
That's why people
We all
fucking
have it.
They gravitate toward it so well. You know, it's an interesting concept. It's an interesting story. And I get why people fucking love it, you know, and that's why you get people that are really upset about this newest trilogy.
I didn't really get into it till I was like 20.
You don't get it?
Like,
No, I'm about to drop some hot bars.
oh, shit.
Like to me, I think that's why I liked the prequel trilogy a little, probably more than you did, because it dealt with the dark and the light side of the Force with Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Like Anakin or Obi-Wan was more traditional. He's like, hey, let the council do their thing. They know what's best. Anakin's like, nah, fuck that. My wife's about to die. I need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I understand where Anakin's coming from.
Yeah.
Who's his father?
They don't know.
Yeah, because he's just a little slave boy in the first one.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah. Three things the big three reasons I hated the prequel trilogy.
Well, you can go ahead and
Okay,
not
so
mention
what's the
Jar Jar
prequel?
Binks.
That's 5, 6, and 7?
No, that's 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Phantom
Five, six,
Menace.
yeah, 5, 6, and 7
Never
were the
seen that
first
one.
three, and then
why
the
the
first
fuck did
three.
they do that?
because
I've heard because George Lucas knew that technology would advance enough to actually make that story look good.
He had it planned out that it would start with that trilogy. They would do a prequel trilogy and then a sequel trilogy. But he obviously ended up selling to Disney,
okay.
and so Disney finished out the sequel trilogy.
Word.
But yeah, Jar Jar Binks, all the diplomacy bullshit, and I already forgot the third reason I hated it. Oh, Darth Maul is only in fucking 30 seconds in one fight scene.
Yeah, he should have been the
Darth
bigger part.
Maul. Darth Maul, for
that?
as small as role as he plays,
Black and red, spiky head dude.
he has the fucking lightsaber
Double
that
up
goes out
from
both sides.
Lightsaber.
Oh, okay, I remember that kind of. Last thing I remember seeing of any Star Wars was Anakin. I think it was Anakin.
Murdering kids.
No, it was
He
some
did that.
kid working on a ship,
That's the first one, yeah.
and then like he's like going on.
Yeah,
a
that's the pod
test.
racing.
Yeah,
That's the worst one out of those.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck cares about your pod racing?
You tried out the worst one.
Although-
yeah,
Although that generated one of my favorite Star Wars games, the Pod Racer game for 64.
64.
That shit was fun as
and then
fuck.
I've seen
That shit
Your
was fun as
favorite
fuck.
Star Wars game?
I said one of.
Like,
I've
it shouldn't even
seen
be up
like
there.
One of.
maybe 5
I
minutes.
love that Pod Racing game.
At the
Fuck
time,
yeah.
it was great.
It was fucking fun.
5 minutes of some movie with like these little fucking tiny little fur wolf
The
things.
Ewoks?
Ewoks,
Yeah,
in the forest.
Ewoks.
That's the Last
and the
Jedi.
Range Force.
Or the
Empire.
Yeah. What?
Empire.
Is that Empire?
Or no, Return of the Jedi. Or
Yeah.
no.
That's Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking Return of the Jedi wasn't.
Yeah,
the other
because
one.
Chewie.
All these names are
was
so
in
fucking
there.
confusing,
Yeah.
man. It's just
Like,
so many
the
combinations.
Jedi
of
Returned, and then
last.
that's the last one, and like I don't like
Yeah.
how many are there?
So I'm gonna break up this conversation, and
Probably good because we keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already spent what
I
an
spent
hour.
And I only talked about the first half of the movie.
Jesus Christ. All right, well we'll do 2 podcasts tonight, and one's just gonna be Star Wars.
Yeah.